protecting their investment. It's an advanced auction of stolen goods, and they're not just stealing goods, they're going to steal your sons' and your daughters' lives and their futures. That's what they're going to steal. Now, we've talked a lot about the surveillance state, and there's a lawsuit that has just come out from the ACLU, as well as Wikipedia, as well as someone else we've talked to, the Rutherford Institute has been a frequent guest here on the Alex Jones Show, suing the NSA and, again, the Department of Justice, because, you know, the Department of Justice seems to always be involved in these criminal actions. It's always the DOJ. Even when we got Hillary Clinton with the email, we got Eric Holder. He also used email aliases. I don't think we can count on Eric Holder prosecuting Hillary Clinton because usually the Department of Justice are partners in these crimes. That's why nobody's getting prosecuted. That's why nobody's going to jail for breaking the law, because the Department of Justice is partnering with this criminal activity, with these lawsuits. And we've got another story that illustrates that as well. But in this particular one, we've got now Wikipedia, ACLU, and others suing the NSA, saying that the NSA's dragnet surveillance violates our First Amendment. Well, yes, it does. It also violates our Fourth Amendment, prying into our personal places without a search warrant. To me, that's the more obvious connection. This is what Wikipedia said. They said, privacy is a bedrock of individual freedom. Principles that enable inquiry, dialogue, and creation are central to Wikipedia's vision of empowering everyone to share in the sum of all human knowledge. In other words, what they're setting up is the basis for damages so that they can sue against this. Now, interestingly enough, this article from the New American points out the ACLU had attempted a lawsuit in 2013 against the NSA's warrantless wiretapping program. But get this. But the Supreme Court rejected the case. Why? Because the plaintiffs couldn't provide sufficient proof they'd been spied on. How are you supposed to supply proof that you've been spied on when you can't get anything with a FOIA request? And if they send you something, everything is redacted. How do you prove that the East German police state has spied on you when the East German police state won't tell you what they've collected on you? I mean, this is absolute Kafkaesque. Oh, you know what? Look that up on Wikipedia while Wikipedia is still up. Find out about Kafka. Find out about the trial. Look that up on Wikipedia while Wikipedia sues the ACLU, and the ACLU are suing the NSA. You know, they're not going to be able to roll that back, I'm afraid, but I hope they do. I mean, they have violated not only our First Amendment, but they violated our Fourth Amendment. And one of the ways they do it, of course, is with the Stingray program, where they set up these fake cell phone towers. This is one of the other things that I guess maybe the Montel Williams of the world want to scoff at about InfoWars. We say, hey, they got all these fake cell phone towers. We've been reporting on this for a couple of years, at least, since I've been here, talking about the Stingray program. That is something that is a device that we've documented this. We've had different police departments be caught with FOIA requests, being caught in admissions that they are illegally spying in a dragnet manner on everybody with a cell phone. And of course, we've even had situations where the police, in order to prosecute somebody, wanted to use evidence that they had collected without a search warrant, and we have to maintain due process even when we're going after criminals, or the government becomes criminal, and you have a much more dangerous situation than just individual freelance criminals out there. When they organize as criminals, you've got organized crime as a government. So we have to keep them to the due process. Without a search warrant, they had gotten this information through the Stingray program. They wanted to admit it into court. The defense lawyer protested against that, and they wanted to see what this device was that they had, and the police department refused to give it to the judge, saying, we have a non-disclosure agreement. And he says, you don't have a non-disclosure agreement with me. And so what they did was they let the criminal walk free because they would not show the information that they had collected because they had a non-disclosure agreement with Harris, saying they couldn't talk about the program. Now we learn from the Wall Street Journal. This is not us. This is the Wall Street Journal. This is mainstream news. Montel, you can count on this, okay? This is for you, Montel. Wall Street Journal source now. We've been talking about this for several years. Now they found that the source of all of these Stingray programs, and if it's, they don't mention Stingray in the Wall Street Journal program, but Stingray is the name of the program, the name of the devices that are produced by Harris Semiconductor. If it's not that, then it works exactly like that. Now we find out that the CIA has been behind this. And guess who they're working with? The U.S. Marshal Service, a division of the Department of Justice. We're going to talk about that as we come back. Now, we got the CIA and the Department of Justice violating the Constitution, violating your laws, spying on people. Dragnet, stay with us. We'll be right back.
It's happening again. The feds are trying to ban your freedom to own body armor. In January, a newly introduced bill, H.R. 378, will take away your right to buy Level 3 and higher body armor. Cady Armor offers the most affordable Level 3 body armor packages on the market today. Protect yourself. Buy your body armor now before it's too late. Go to CadyArmor.com. That's CATIarmor.com. Come and take it.
Silver has always been nature's very own antibiotic, and only one system allows you to generate an endless supply of natural silver solutions. Silverlungs.com. You'll find no wild claims or pseudoscience, just a lifetime of nano-sized pure silver solutions. The Silver Lungs generator allows you to make your own, so stop paying for silver solutions. The unique lung delivery system targets respiratory infections where other silver solutions simply cannot reach. See the Silver Lungs generator and lung delivery system at silverlungs.com. That's silverlungs.com.
Used since before the days of the Roman Empire to support the body's natural systems and enhance overall health. Introducing the new InfoWarsLife.com oil of oregano formulation, a highly advanced nutraceutical form of this key herb that has been traditionally used by civilizations for thousands of years to promote health. We have now procured the most high quality and potent forms of oregano oil on the market, sourced from top leading manufacturers to ensure a concentrated level of bioactive ingredients. Extracted directly from the wild herb and sealed in easy-to-use capsules, you will no longer need to endure the burning of liquid oregano on the tongue. Wild crafted from the Mediterranean oregano species that experts agree is one of the most powerful and most challenging to acquire. This winter season, it's more important than ever to secure this true form of oil of oregano. Now available in our limited first run at InfoWarsLife.com. That's InfoWarsLife.com or call 888-253-3139.
As the New World Order continues to tighten its grip on every facet of our lives, we're all asking ourselves, how can we maintain our independence? The answer is clear. Get prepared, and you get prepared now. Now the only question left is, where do we begin? My Patriot Supply is here to help. Call 800-247-3070 to get started with your 72-hour emergency food supply for only $10. We're even covering the cost of shipping. Are you willing to rely on the government and FEMA in the event of an emergency? Call 800-274-3070 to get started with your 72-hour emergency food supply for only $10. You won't be able to find this deal online, and there is a strict limit of 4 per caller, so don't wait. Call now, 800-274-3070. That's 800-274-3070. Call right now.
Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists. Get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Slingbow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug-out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of Slingbow, a new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
Ira Hayes.
Welcome back to the Alex Jones Show on this Wednesday, March 11th, 2015. I'm David Knight. I'll be hosting the rest of this hour. I'm going to take your calls in the next segment after I go over a couple of more news articles I'd like to talk about. And we can talk about those news articles. You can talk about the ammo ban, the lawsuit by the ACLU and Wikipedia against the NSA. That number will be 800-259-9231, 800-259-9231. If you want to comment on the news of the day, going back to the news, what I was just talking about before we went to commercial break, was now we see a CIA connection to the Stingray program. That is the cell phone towers that, well, the devices that mimic cell towers so they can scan data on your cell phones. They don't mention the term Stingray. This is a Wall Street Journal article. That's for you, Montel. This was on the Drudge Report, and although they don't describe Stingray, they describe the functions of Stingray that we've been reporting on for a couple of years now, that they would not turn over information in court to judges who questioned them on how they collected this information without a search warrant. They would just drop the charges rather than expose the program because they had a non-disclosure agreement with a corporation. And of course, corporations trump courts. They trump our government. They control our government. In this article, they say the CIA aided a program to spy on U.S. cell phones. So it's not just the NSA, it's the CIA. Remember, the CIA was only supposed to be operating abroad, protecting us from these monsters that are stalking us abroad. No, the CIA is the monster that has taken over our government domestically and is focusing, it's one of the many agencies that are focusing on people here domestically. This is what they did. Of course, this article exposes a secret high-tech alliance between the spy agency, the CIA, and domestic law enforcement. Who in domestic law enforcement are they making an alliance with secretly? The U.S. Marshals under the Justice Department. Now, of course, this is a digital dragnet, and as people have been talking about with the NSA spying, this is something different. This is not spying on you on the internet. This is spying on your cell phones and collecting data from your cell phones as you're driving around with these fake antennas that they have up, spoofing a cell phone tower so they can grab your information. And of course, the CIA is prohibited from acting domestically unless they're trying to get a foreign spy that happens to be domestically. But this is dragnet surveillance of all Americans being done by the CIA and the Justice Department. So don't expect anybody to go to jail because our government is the organized criminals here. Don't expect them to tell us the truth either when they deny that they've been doing certain aspects of this any more than you got the truth from James Clapper when Ron Wyden knew what he was doing, asked him pointedly, and you see him look down and rub his eyebrows because he can't even look Ron Wyden or the staff in the eye because he knows they all know the truth. And he knows that the truth is going to come out, and that was right before the Snowden leak. They said the Justice Department, which oversees the Marshals Service, would neither confirm nor deny the existence of such technology. What a surprise. The Wall Street Journal goes on to say to civil libertarians, the close involvement of America's premier international spy agency, the CIA, with domestic law enforcement arms shows how military and espionage techniques are now being used on U.S. citizens. Boy, that's kind of a milquetoast way to put it. Nevertheless, they break down the chronology. Around 2004 is when they started doing this, doing it with just certain carriers like AT&T and T-Mobile at first. The CIA and the Marshals Service received more than one of the devices at no cost, even though it cost $300,000 normally to sell. They're just kind of seeding them with it. You know, Harris Semiconductor or the companies that supply this military industrial complex. Here, have one on us. And if you like the way this works, I mean, we can sell you a lot more of these. That's the way they do it. They seed it that way. Then in 2008, the CIA arranged for the Marshals Service to receive without charge one of the new devices, now enhanced to get more carriers besides just AT&T and T-Mobile. That would pick up Verizon, Sprint, Nextel, all of them. That one is now going for $500,000. See what I said? Our freedoms are up for sale to the highest bidder. That's the way it's happening. Look at what's going on, of course, in New York. We have an article up on Infowars.com. A New York City bill would let residents earn money by recording idling cars. Guys, pull this up and take a look at this picture of this woman, this councilwoman, Helen Rosenthal. Put that up there. Blow that up. This woman looks like she stepped right out of Saturday Night Live. Unbelievable the way this woman is dressed, the way she looks. I mean, this is like a comedy stand-up routine that Saturday Night Live would look at. But this woman thinks it's a great idea for people to send videos of people who have their cars stopped, but the engine is still running. Send those pictures to her and the people in New York City, and they'll write up tickets and give you a commission. Hey, maybe they can solve the homeless problem. They can give them a career. Spying on motorists. Turn everybody into snitches. I'm going to talk about way they push back on this. Someone has come back at the congressional level to push back against these kind of abuses. Stay with us.
We're on the